This is Mike with ICC, Spirit.org, and 528 Dive. A lot of people have been asking me about the Brawny and the hookah system. They don't realize that we're not using a hookah system or a Brawny. We're using a custom-made rig, sort of like Snuba, kind of tweaked out a little bit to the way it makes it easier for us. I had a lot of people asking, so today I'm going to show you how I put it together and all the little tweaky details that make things go a lot smoother. There's a lot of manufacturers out there of rafts. You want to make sure you get one that has at least 2 chambers, or at least 1 chamber with a backup chamber. There's always the possibility going off the beach that you could stab, pierce, or puncture the bladder, and at that point you'd be sunk. So this is the basic raft. The main thing to look for is lots of hooks, lots of places to put clips. You're going to be out there, sometimes it gets rough, you don't want to lose stuff. So our primary chamber is the outer ring, our secondary chamber is the float in the back. If this should deflate, which we've had that happen before, this one will carry everything. So first thing you're going to do is what we always do: get yourself a bunch of these clips. They're lifesavers. The next thing you're going to want, dry box. This is our little dry box. We keep all our extra goodies in here: anti-fog, fishing licenses, special hunting permits, extra spear tips, spare lobster gauge, and glow sticks in case we're out and it gets dark. You can put in whatever you want. Waterproof foam works good. Put it right there in the box. Bam. We have an emergency safety sausage in case we should lose a flag or something like that. You can see us right there. I have another little bag of goodies, which is a lift bag and stuff, because we do find a lot of anchors. So here you go with those clips. I have all this stuff clipped together because this is stuff that we don't use much. Clip that right there. Kind of tuck that in, out of the way. You're going to want to make yourself up some of these straps. Don't make them real long and don't make them real complicated, because you're going to lose them and destroy them. Make sure you get good stainless steel clips. If you don't, they'll get stuck open and you're going to lose your stuff every time. Okay, the other thing, we have a reel. Now we usually don't use the reel, but if I need to, it's good to have it. You can tie yourself up if you have to keep yourself from drifting if you're in trouble or whatever, so you have a nice reel. Same thing, you just clip that out of the way. That's out of the way. This is our Airline. We have multiple Airlines, different lengths, different splits, and whatnot. For me, I always stripe the primary Airline. When you're working and a lot of times you're reaching back just to grab the hose real quick, you want to know if you're grabbing this after the split or before the split. So with this, you'll know right away. The other thing too is this is floating on the surface a lot, and it makes it way easier for people to see you. Jet skiers don't look at anything. This is standard electrical wire reel I got at Home Depot for like $9. They work great. I just cut a slit right there. The Brawny hoses that they sell are really thick and light, but they're very bulky and hard to handle. I know they're a much better hose, but we don't like them. This hose is really soft and supple. It makes it really easy to work with my hands. There are other hoses, but I'm just telling you now, get one that's really soft and easy to work with. It doesn't matter if it's cheap and junk, you can always throw it out later. But if it's hard to work with out there, you're going to have a hard time. Now, when I'm first setting up, I bought one of these dog leashes at a dollar store. It works awesome. You stick it right through here and just clip your hoses out of the way. Like that. It's a good dive flag, really important. This is not a standard size dive flag. This is a boat size dive flag. The regular dive flag is about half this size. They can't see this already, so they're definitely not going to see a regular size dive flag. Now you notice mine doesn't have a stiffener in it, and you're supposed to have a stiffener, but chances are as soon as you get out, the wind is going to blow. And also by removing the stiffener when you're not using it, you can just roll it up and it fits perfectly right on the side of the raft. So you want to have the flag, and on this raft we kind of set it to where it sits right there, and as soon as you're offshore, this is going to blow and it's be straightened right out. So that's the flag. Have to have a flag in the state of Florida anyway, it's the law. Okay, this is the tank. You notice on this tank, this is a very large tank because I don't use this by myself. I share this with the secondary diver, Dr. Adrian Braden. These bands I bought at a boat owner's warehouse, or it's just a standard boating place. It's an extra large band that fits over the tank, and I shoved a piece of clear tube around it, and all that tube does is, you know, when you tighten it up, it grabs onto the side of the tank really tight. Same thing at the bottom. I just took 2 of those on there. Make sure they're stainless because they will rust. Now I also put little hooks in there. They're not hooks, these are triangles. You can use donuts, D-rings. I have some with D-rings and some with donuts. It's just whatever I could get that was inexpensive and stainless. The positioning of these straps is really important. You don't want the tank to be knuckled down like this. It's going to be really hard to drag the float. It doesn't make it very streamlined. So you want this to sit on the back, and you want it to almost be teetering on the back like this. Not too far this way, it's going to be hard to drag. You want it kind of teetered in the back. This raft came with plastic hooks, but I outfitted it with stainless clips, and it just clips in. One. Two. Okay, now you see how it's kind of teetering in the front? It's really an illusion. It's not going to be like that. The first wave that you come across, that's going to be pushed back like that. See how you're teetering in there? You must do this. Do not be fooled that you're going to put a strap on here. This thing will roll over and you're going to lose the tank and all your stuff. Guaranteed. Okay, Airline. Critical thing. We figured this out the hard way, and I'm telling you now, so you don't have to figure it out the hard way for yourself. Your first stage, you know, if you're a beginner diver, maybe you forgot in the class, but your first stage, this is din. We started out with yoke, blew a lot of O-rings from jerking on this, and you don't want to be a half a mile offshore with a blown O-ring and then you're out of air and you just wasted your whole day. So this is din. This was not a super expensive first stage, but it is din. I bought a good cap, a threaded cap. The stupid one that was on there before was just sits on there and kept falling off. A couple little things I did different. The hose used to be plugged right in here, but it would always kink up. So I bought this. It's like a $35 swivel, but you can be moving around and it's not gonna kink up on you, and you're not gonna destroy the hose, which these hoses are on a suicide mission anyway. So make sure your din entrance is pointing up, and that plugs in right there. And I have a little gauge on the side. You're not going to know how much air you have when you're down doing Snuba because you're only on the bottom for short periods of time. But this is simple gauge, button gauge, about 35 bucks. And you can tell when you pop up, you know, what kind of pressure you're having, and after a while you'll figure it out that you know when you're starting to get down there. So that's it. It seems loose. It's really not. As soon as you turn on the air, being dented, it'll tighten up on that O-ring. Now the other thing too, when we first leave the beach, we leave packed up like this, everything on. This is not going to fall out. If I get rolled in a wave, this whole thing can fall over, but I'm not going to lose anything. Once you get off the beach and you start to get to a secure area where the waves aren't so big, you're going to want to pull this off. And I made this real simple. I just took a zip tie. It's not really pinching into the line, so I can move it. And I put another stainless steel clip on there. And underneath of my raft, there's a hook, and it just clips on. And actually on this raft, I recently broke the hook out, but it has two, so you know, we'd go here. I'm going to get that one fixed, so that's that. And this way, when you're in that position and you pull the hose, you're not pulling this, you're pulling from down here, so you're not causing any stress up in here. Now, you see I have these straps hanging down. I'm going to show you what that's for in a minute. Okay, we do a lot of spearfishing and lobstering, and along with shooting video and stuff, and spearfishing and lobstering just kind of helps kill the time a little bit, because a lot of times we're cruising over very dead plain areas. So, same thing with the clips. I got my catch bag here, it's empty. Got a clip. My clip is somewhere really easy, I can get to it. Easy. This float's got some great straps on the side. You can put your guns here, spear guns. Just clip right in. Especially leaving the beach, you don't want to make sure everything's tight. If it's not tight, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it, and I'm going to find it. So, there you go, nice and tight. So now you're all set. You're all hooked up. You're ready to get in the water. I'm going to launch this in my pool. I'm going to show you what those other straps are for. And you're going to see why they're so important later.